If your rep told you to get a cop shot, a lawyer shot, a doctor shot, a quirky barista shot, you might be accidentally branding yourself into the background. Today, I'm going to tell you about how I went from endless under 5 auditions to booking a recurring role. Not because I looked like the role, but because I finally showed up as me. Let's talk about why trying to look like everyone is actually keeping you from becoming someone. There's this pressure in the acting world to cover your bases. So your agent or manager says, let's get a cop look, a doctor, a best friend, a lawyer, a teacher, a barista. Can you get a down and out shot? And before you know it, you've got a headshot library that looks like Halloween dress up. And not one of them actually captures you. It feels like strategy, but it's really fear. Fear of not being castable, fear of being too specific. So we water ourselves down. But here's the truth. Have you ever heard of that phrase, a confused mind doesn't buy? I know that when I walk into like a Marshall's or a Target, and if everything's in disarray, like I walk right out. Think about that idea with casting, because casting doesn't want a buffet. They want to know what they're ordering in 3 seconds. If your brand says, I can be anything, then casting thinks, then you don't do anything specifically. And before we blame the agents or the managers, we have to stop and check ourselves. Because here's the thing. It's not really their job to define who you are. It's yours. They're trying to help, trying to keep you working, but they have dozens of clients to manage. You get 90% of the income for a reason. You are the product. So make it easier for them to pitch you by being clear on your brand. When you know who you are, they can go to bat for you without confusion. Okay, story time. I was with a manager for nearly 7 years. I kept getting auditions, but I could not break out of under 5 land. Then came an audition with casting director Allison Silverberg for Jane the Virgin. The role? A librarian or something like that. I walked into the room because back then we actually got to walk into rooms. And after my read, Allison took one look at me and said, hey, why don't you take a look at these sides too? Turns out the role had a name, JJ, a recurring role. Don't like it at all.
Well, thanks for not mincing your words.
It's just not you. For your wedding, you have to look like you.
She sounds pretty sure of herself for someone who's known Jane for all of 7 months.
I'm telling you, the first one.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, hey, did you get your letter about next year? I got mine this morning.
Letter?
The notification you're going to be invited back to the grad program?
Wait, I thought that was just, like, formality.
Yeah, I just mean that I got the actual physical letter.
Oh.
I'm sure yours is coming.
Yeah, totally. Wait, so who decides that? Like the dean or?
Not the dean.
Don't say it.
Your advisor. The sides describe JJ as a portly grad student, which I clearly am not. But Allison turned to her assistant and said, isn't she so cute? In that moment, I realized she wasn't casting me off the breakdown. Race, size, age, it didn't matter. She was casting me off of vibe, presence, personality. And that's when it hit me. Your personality has to be baked into your brand, your materials, your photo. And that's the hardest part today. With self-tapes, your only shot at showing your personality is during the slate. And how much personality can you really pack in 5 seconds? So your brand, and especially your headshot, has to do the heavy lifting. It has to scream, you, without a single word spoken. Your headshot isn't just a picture. It's your essence on mute. All right, let's talk science. The brain remembers specificity, not generality. That's why strong brands stick. They're focused and not scattered. Think of any household name. They're clear. You don't wonder who Zendaya is when she walks in. She is the brand. And to make it even simpler, think of Nike. You don't need a paragraph, just the swoosh. The words, just do it, pop into your head. That's brand recognition. And you want that same kind of clarity. When casting sees your headshot or your name, you want a feeling, a vibe, a story to already come to mind. Also, a lead doesn't audition with 10 different identities. A lead shows up already fully formed. She is the story. The more you water yourself down, the more forgettable you become. When I stripped back the character headshots and leaned more into myself, I started getting into bigger rooms. I mean, granted, I also have crackerjack reps, but that doesn't matter in the scheme of things because you still need a brand in order for you to get crackerjack reps. But what I'm trying to say is that casting could finally see who I was. And that's why I created the R.E.A.L framework. R, recognize what makes you different. E, embrace your flaws. A, align with your values. L, leverage your story. This is what helped me stop performing for approval and start building a brand that books. So if you're tired of chasing the scraps and ready to step into the room or the frame, I got you. Download my free How to Be a Working Actor ebook, 2nd edition. Or if you just need to talk it out, book a signature branding session. Let's reintroduce yourself with purpose because you don't need 18 plus headshots. You need one powerful presence. Let's face it. Talent and technique isn't the only thing you need to get booked. So own who you are and stop being generic and swimming in a sea of being all the things. Let's create your brand.